Hey, hey.
Good
A
evening.
little technical difficulty there. I gotta get this light. It's like black. It's like shining in my face, like I'm being interrogated. I gotta fix
Yes,
that light.
it
But
is bringing to
listen,
life.
hey, everybody. Welcome in the building. We're so glad to see you here. Tay, thank you for being here. Please hit the like button on both my channel and ROYAIRE's channel. We truly do appreciate you. We are back. We are back to do our recaps of the reality shows. And right now we're doing two simultaneously. We're recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac, and we're also recapping the Braxtons. Okay. So we do the recap of the Braxtons on Sundays, and they come on Friday nights, and we do Potomac on Mondays, and Potomac comes on Sunday nights. So listen, people, join us, be here for our recaps. We love doing them. And listen, now that we know what happened to Miss Wendy Osefo, woo, this season is going to be over. And you know what's wild, ROYAIRE? I'm already looking at her differently.
Oh my God. I literally said it last night. I was watching last night with my mom a little bit, and I was like, I cannot even see Wendy the same anymore. Like, I just see flashing across her forehead. Scammer, scammer, scammer. Like,
no, you are, ROYAIRE. It's crazy how your brain thinks, right?
it is.
But I swear to goodness, I did not even look at her the same last night.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see it coming at all. I think it's even more harder for me to accept because, you know, just last week, I was just speaking of how proud of Wendy and Eddie I am, you know, for them to be a Black family on this TV, one of the only original married couples from the show. You know, she's not an original cast member, but she's been on the show long enough and still has been married, have these beautiful kids. And we out here thinking that they doing business the right way. And here we are finding out that they scammers just like everybody else in America. It makes me wonder, did y'all vote for Donald Trump too?
Yeah, I'm sitting here like in total shock because she always held herself up until like this high esteem. And to learn that, you know, Wendy, and listen, we know innocent until proven guilty, but at the end of the day, all I can say is whoa, 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 because the road is leading towards guilty. And it's a shame. It's sad. It's sad.
I mean, can we already go ahead and write our guilty verdict?
Yeah.
I don't know, based off of everything that has been presented to us thus far. We got emails, we got phone records, we have, insurance notes. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. And it makes me really wonder. Like, I kind of say this all the time, Diva. Is there anybody else good out here in the world? I mean, is there anybody that's just genuinely doing what's right? It just makes me question everything. It really, really does.
You know, there are people doing it right. It's a shame that, you know, you have Wendy, who has all of these degrees. Those degrees are a waste of her money. A total waste of her money. You got all of these degrees. Your husband is educated. You sitting up in our face talking about how you going to settle for nothing less from your kids, and you resulted to allegedly scamming insurance companies. So it's just like, I think they spared them, ROYAIRE, by not telling us. It's going to come out sooner or later, though, anyway. But I think they spared us by not telling us how much in debt they are, because they can tell by your credit report. So they didn't tell us, but they did say in the article, they keep saying they was in significant debt. So it's probably in the millions, which is really sad.
Yeah. Wendy always showed up looking stunning and was at the White House, and on their Instagram, they always was traveling.
Like I said, stunting and fronting.
Listen, like that man said the other day on Twitter, anybody can get a degree and still be dumb.
Child.
I mean, just stupid mistake. How the very thing that you foul is missing, the next couple of days you got it on. Like, how dumb can we be?
You know what they say about people who lie, Royer? Like, everybody tells little lies here and there, but people who lie on that level, they say your mind will always remember some form of the truth, but it rarely ever remembers anything about the lie. So she wasn't even thinking, she's just thinking, I'm gonna front, take these pictures, me and my man, we at Jamaica, we living our best life, whatever the case may be. And you had the ring on. Like, Dumber and Dumber is definitely it suits them perfectly. It suits them perfectly. But see, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said this last night as well when I was watching. I wish they would have found or released this information a little bit closer to the end of the season. Now that this has dropped at the beginning of the season, I can't see her any differently. And now I'm going to judge different. I'm going to look at everything totally different. Now let's have this conversation as well, Diva, and then we can get started whenever you're ready.
Okay.
And thank you guys for joining us. Chime in on this conversation as well on this question that I have. Let me know how y'all are feeling. Diva, do you think that Miss Wendy is going to clock in for the reunion this year?
Well, so here's the thing. Because a money thing, I think so. You see how Karen sort of kind of did it too, right? She did a little taping or filming of something. Mm-hmm. So I think that for money purposes, because she needs the money, right? She will do something, but she's not going to be able to say much because they're going to still have a pending case. So she probably will do something like what Bravo did with Karen, right? They kind of filmed them in their house, filmed Karen saying something. She might do something like that, but I'm saying a whole yes. I'm saying a whole yes. So see, Andy is petty. He's mad at Jen Shore because before Jen Shore went to jail, Bravo wanted to have a sit down with her, but I don't think Bravo was going to pay her. So she went and did a sit down with like a blog or whatever, and Bravo was pissed. They was pissed. So now he let every other housewife that was a criminal come back to the show. But then when they asked him about Jen Shaw, he was like, he pretty much was like, no, and he dismissed it. And he said, he don't got nothing to say to her. So if Wendy doesn't, I don't know if what the potential is for them to beat these charges or whatever. If she doesn't, she will definitely have like zero future with Bravo. But you can see Andy likes her because he kind of made a statement, right? He made a statement. So based upon that, I really do feel that if she gives them a little something, she's not going to be able to give them much. She would have to be sitting there, like it would have to be her, Eddie, and the lawyer.
Yeah.
Making sure she doesn't say anything that can incriminate them more than they already incriminated themselves.
Right. Which is why I don't think she's going to come. I really don't think she's going to show.
All right. So we'll make a friendly, like I said, I don't know. I'm not saying physically at the reunion, but I'm saying definitely she's going to do some type of taping to speak upon the situation.
Okay.
Like I definitely feel she's going to.
I can give you that. I can give you a taping.
Okay.
I can give you a taping. I can see that.
Okay.
And the reason I even hesitate on that is because either way, the girls are gonna tear her up at this reunion. I mean, she's done for. She's finished. But
she's
I feel like
beat down. And you know what, Roy, I'm gonna say in terms of reality TV, unfortunately, rightfully so. Wendy has carried herself like high upon this pedestal, right? But they show snippets and on like on the Instagram, on the social media, where Nectar said, I forgot what they was doing, right? It was last season. And Nectar said, oh, that's nice. She got on whatever designer outfit it was. She said she got on that designer outfit. She said, let's see how long it takes her to return it. So they all did. That's why Ashley, while we talking and going through this, I'll try to pull it up. That's why Ashley said, y'all just finding out we been new. So I guess they been knew that she was scamming these streets for a long time now.
Yeah.
So, and she was, she was fronting and stunting. I mean, there's no other way for me to say it. She was fronting and stunting, and her castmates knew, and she had the nerve to be so indignant with the people, and you sitting here wearing clothes and then returning them. I mean, where they do that at? I worked in retail, and back in my day, people did it a lot, but I didn't know people were still legit doing that now. Buying something they cannot afford, wearing it and then returning it later. That is just beyond nasty to me, and it's unfair.
Yeah.
And it impacts us all when people, wear stuff and then return it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a bad situation. Well, y'all, let us know down in the comment section what your thoughts and opinions are as far as Wendy showing up to the reunion. If you think she's going to show up to the reunion, put a yes in the chat. If you think she's not going to show up to the reunion, put a no in the chat. We would love to hear your thoughts and opinions as well. Well, Auntie, I'm ready to get started whenever you are.
Let's go ahead and get started. They opened up with this scene still at Ashley's second bloom party. And they kind of was finishing up that conversation. Wendy and Ashley still was kind of getting into it. And the guy was, that was there. He was like, we need to stop. Okay. And then Wendy welcomed Tia and Angel. And Kay was talking about how Stacey is a liar. Stacey said everybody turned on her and she just don't understand why. And then Gizelle started speaking to Cookie. Now, I guess because Karen, the Gondom can't be there because, she was still locked up at the time. Guess they figured, let's bring the next best thing. Let's bring her friend Cookie. Cookie, we'll get into Cookie, but, Cookie was there and she asked how Ray was doing. And Cookie said, Ray is fine. He golfing. I have the feeling Ray, during this time away from Karen, was out here living his best life.
Best life. You hear me?
Okay. It was no tears. Don't cry for Ray because he was doing fine. Okay. So she said Ray is golfing. And, it's a possibility that Karen might get out earlier, whatever the case may be. And she said, she did speak to Karen and Karen is fine. All is going well with Karen or whatever. So Tia and Wendy are Nigerian. And then Stacey chimes in and says she's Nigerian too. Okay. And Stacey is a special kind of different. And that's all I could say about Stacey. Now, this, you know what I'm sick of the housewives with, Roya? I'm sick of these strippers or stripper-like performers coming to the shows. And especially when it doesn't even match the theme of your second bloom party. I mean, it was just stupid. This girl coming out dancing and it was just stupid to me. I don't know why she was there. And I just felt it could have been something better. I don't know. It was a hot stinking mess to me. Even the girls was like, okay, what the heck is going on? So that was the end of that scene. And then I'll just do these little pocket scenes from what I remember. They got this, I want to say it was this like exercise moment with Tia. Tia, I'm confusing Tia and Angel. Wait, Tia is the one that's Nigerian, right?
Correct. She's the one with the twins.
She got a beautiful family.
Yes.
She got a beautiful family. But Tia, I don't know about Tia right now. I got a side eye on Tia because she wanted to just act so prim and proper, but whatever. They did a little snippet moment with her. It was like this exercise moment, whatever. Kay has this billboard coming out for her business and was showing her family that. And Wendy and Stacey, so Stacey came over to Wendy's house. Right? Am I right with that? Wait, I'm confusing people. Yeah, Wendy went over to Stacey. Stacey went over to Wendy's house, right? Correct. And they kind of have a talk about, what had happened with Ashley and all of that. So I don't know if you want to kind of chime in on those scenes.
Yeah, I'll chime in real quick. Let's see. Ashley, this second bloom party was it was a waste of a party. Yeah. I don't understand what the party was for other than her little grand entrance and her little announcement. Nothing else really came out of the party except for a bunch of drama and foolishness. I thought it was just very stupid for her and Stacey to be going back and forth about nothing. Obviously, Stacey is not being honest about what she has going on, but it ain't like you've ever really been super honest either. You know Michael was cheating on you. You and Michael had an open relationship. He was messing with men, and you try to sit back and act like you didn't know none of this stuff was going on and all of this. You said you didn't want kids, then you turn around and had kids with this man. Like, girl, stop it. You've been a whole scheme as well, being on this TV screen with the people, Ashley. So stop. Like, girl.
Yeah, you know what, Roya? And I forgot all about that. You better remind the people.
Yes.
Oh, you've been a whole liar too. You know what I'm finding, and I'm
tired of her acting so self-righteous, like she ain't never done anything before. Stop.
Yeah, and this group is about the truth. Since when y'all about the truth? But you know what I feel like? I feel like I hope we're not going to go this whole season and there's just really no storylines at all. Because it's already giving me no storylines. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're fine. You know, Stacey has to understand the way that she brought herself into this group.
Mm-hmm.
You brought yourself into this group telling us that you were leaving your husband. You guys were in the middle of a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
That you guys didn't live together. Y'all weren't speaking. Y'all had this whole just distance relationship as if y'all had not been together in years, is the way that I took it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You introduced us to this man who obviously came on screen uninterested in you completely.
Oh, my God.
Then you get to the reunion and all of the lies just keep falling out of the closet, including your ex-husband, including TJ, including this Happy Eddie business, which we'll address in a little minute. So, Stacey, you have to have a little understanding of why the ladies are really coming for you the way that they are, because nothing that you have put forward thus far has seemed genuine, honest, or real. I haven't gotten that from Stacey at all since her beginning. She seems like a nice lady, but it just seems very put on for the cameras, and it's visible, and I don't like it. So you really have to understand, Stacey, why you're being treated the way you're being treated. And then it's always like she's trying to be the pick-me girl and fit me in. Oh, I'm from Nigeria too. My mom told me that. Girl, you don't have to be a part of everything that everybody says that they got going on. All of the girls was going through a divorce. So you come on and you talking about you going through a divorce. Then the girls is dating. So now you dating. You don't have to be the pick-me girl and be a part of everything that's going on with everybody. It don't have to be like that.
It don't have to be like that. She's too phony.
Yeah.
Like, they're all phony, but she's too phony.
You can see through her phoniness. Like, straight through it. It's Let me tell you something. As soon as the judge hit that gavel and said, ma'am, you going to jail, Ray hopped up out of his seat, jumped up and skipped his two legs together and hopped out of that courtroom and headed down to the first golf course that he could see in the distance, okay? Ray is happy. He is joyful and living his best life and probably dreading for Karen to come home because this is probably the most freedom Ray has had. Look, this is probably the most freedom Ray has had in all of the years that him and Karen have been together, okay? So shout out to Ray, okay? You know,
well, you know what, Roy? I think Ray has spent a good portion of their relationship like managing her addiction.
Yes.
So I'm in agreement with you. Like, all jokes aside, I'm in agreement with you. This was a break for him because you can tell the way he showed up to that scene, that car accident scene. You could tell he was used to like covering for her.
This, like, oh my God, here we go again.
My license? Can I give you my license?
No drunk ass. Just what I need to get out of this?
Like, can I give you my license? He was telling her to shut her mouth. You know, like not telling herself. So this was a true break for Ray Ray.
Let me tell you,
keep your head up. Keep your head up, Ray Ray.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ray Ray come back looking better than us because Kieran has stressed him the hell out, okay? So he may come back and look like a whole new Ray for all we know. Shoot. You know, this Cookie character. I'm not feeling it at all. Wendy, like I said, Diva, I just can't see her the same anymore.
I know it's sad.
Was very dismissive when it came to her conversations with Kay. Now, granted, the things that Kay were talking about was really worthless and not really, you know. I feel like you know who Wendy is as a person, and you trying to bring up that she's dismissive and all this stuff. These are things that we've already addressed about Wendy. We know about Wendy. Let's move on, Kay. Let it go. You see her for who she is, and obviously the rest of us do now. So let's move on, honey. I don't want to hear about this no more the rest of the season. Move on, Kay. Wendy also seemed to be like in my opinion, seemed like she was trying to take the reins of the group, welcoming in the new ladies and telling them what they gonna do and how to be. And I'm just like, Wendy, when did you become the queen bee?
Well, you know when she became the queen bee. When the whole Gizelle and Robin got busted up and Robin had to bow down a little bit and make good with Wendy, or else she would have got kicked off the show too. But now Wendy took 5 steps up the ladder and she's going to take 13 steps down, because this whole thing, they are going to drag it in her face. They are going to shove it down her throat. I hope she's ready.
Yeah, she better be
ready. Yeah,
because you got a whirlwind coming, honey.
Ooh.
Ain't up yet. You thought this is just the beginning, Wendy. So
yeah,
get ready. Tia in her workout scene. I'll address Tia and how I feel about her when we get to her full scene. Kay, obviously she still has her business, so shout out to the Black girls and their businesses. Go girl. Hopefully she has some other options on her screen because her team wanted to see more. And then we can go ahead and talk about this Wendy and Stacey scene if you're ready for that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So just my thoughts on this whole scene. Wendy and her dogs, you know, cute little dogs. Apparently these are the dogs that came and tore up the last scene of the season last year. Wendy's outfit and the heels, I wasn't feeling it. Wendy is really seeing herself in a different light this season, obviously. She really thinks that she's that girl. But we see that the world is getting ready to humble Wendy real quick. If the world don't, the legal system will. Girl, you're in trouble.
That mugshot humbled her.
Well, whoo, if that didn't humble her, I don't know what else will, because that was a lot. A lot. You know, I feel like Wendy was very judgmental of Stacey in this scene. Stacey, like I said, she came in with a lot going on as far as untruths, in my opinion. And so for you to go from leaving your ex-husband to dating TJ, you know, all of this, now you're back with TJ. I'm looking for some items on the list.
Raheem, you so messy. I cannot. You are so messy.
Messy. You know, it just seems like this Stacey is just trying to figure out where she fits in this group with her fake self and not her real self. You know, she said that it seemed that Wendy was the level-headed one in the group, but obviously Wendy still sees through your BS, because last year we addressed this whole happy Wendy thing, or excuse me, this Stacey, you know, the edible situation or the cannabis business. And so now she's finally coming out and saying that she was in talks, you know, with that, you know, but I guess she was inspired by Eddie to do this. Like, I don't know. It was like this trying to come to find a friend and have a kumbaya moment because you don't really have anybody else on your side. That's what I took from the scene. But
well, you know, I forgot she talked about that cannabis business. Listen, at the end of the day, ROYAIRE, you can buy candles at what's that store?
Bath and Body
Works, right? You can buy it at Target. You can buy it at Walmart. You can buy it at Yankee Candle. So if you and I are on the same platform and I'm being successful with the candles, I'll be like, yo, ROYAIRE, do your candles. You know, I'm not one that's going to block anybody because I feel like there's room for all of us, right? So the fact that Wendy was so emotional about her doing it anyway, I just thought that was just, I'm like, what's the big deal? It's no different than when you and Karen were both doing candles and like, where are the candles now? So maybe the best person, listen, the people love these dispensary spots. So, you know, they're going to go where they want to go. So if she wants to start, go ahead.
And I think it was more so, and not defending Wendy at all, but I think it was more so from Wendy's standpoint. If that's what you were doing, why you just wasn't honest
about it? Why you lie about it? Right.
Why did you lie? And I agree with that standpoint. What was the point of lying about it? If you knew that you were in talks, whether you had the deal or not, you knew that you were in talks, because she tried to preface it with several meetings and all. Girl, stop it. You knew what it was, and you just could have addressed it. Even if you couldn't talk about it legally, at least off camera, be like, hey, girl, listen, I am working on a little cannabis line. I just want to keep you headed. You know what I'm saying? You know, it just didn't help Stacey's case with all of the other lies that are already going on.
Right. Well, see, the thing is, Stacey's a liar. So, I mean, like we said, they all lie, but Stacey has been caught in so many lies, and she just, it's ridiculous at this point.
Mhm.
And she
Yeah.
looks so stupid on the screen when she just tells these. I don't know with Stacey. I think, well, let me back up. They got to come with a storyline, right? And Stacey needed the money. Let's keep it 100. Because why would you do this show if you didn't need the money? Because I don't really see where the benefit is coming in at, right? So you need the money, and that's fine. I ain't mad at you for needing the money. But what I am mad at is that you had to come up there with all of these lies, and you paid the wrong person. You should have had you a friend, like a friend person that was really a friend for real to come help you out. Because TJ was just not the one, because he wasn't even believable, and he was so incredibly mean to you. It was just a mess.
It was horrible.
It was horrible.
Also, you know, the people are trying to play Stacey, if you may. Where exactly can we place Stacey as far as the friendship group? So now it's like, now you're getting back with your husband. And like I said, I'm all happy for family coming back together, but it's just a confusing of exactly where we're seeing Stacey. You know, it's just like, we can't place you in one spot. You the pick me girl. You just want to be all over
the place.
Yeah.
She's not solidifying herself. She's not solidifying herself in a lane. So they're using her as the storyline, because I did have to say, like, later on, we'll see when we go to this whole thing of them like blowing up the whole situation with her breath. I'm just like, are we really using bad breath as a storyline this season? Because I really can't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, like I'm not here for it. I was like, come on now, y'all could do better. Y'all need to speak to the Nenes in the Phaedra Parks of the world when y'all need some storylines, and y'all need to figure out how to get this thing together, because I'm just like, this is whack, and they're boring me.
Yes. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that little scene.
So wait, Tia, Gizelle goes to Tia's house.
Oh yes, okay, good.
Gizelle goes to Tia's house, and Tia, you know, beautiful family. Because I want to say she has a set of twins, right? And then she has two older daughters. And she got a husband for real. So, you know, Gizelle went over there to see her, and Tia has been married for 17 years. And Tia wants to tell us how she's a princess. She don't drive anywhere. She don't do this. She don't do that. And, you know, so we got Stacey, who's going to the left with the lies. And I feel like we got Tia, who's just being over the top. I don't know if it's like that from her. I just thought she was being too much, too over the top. I mean, this is your husband and your kids, and you're not going to help like with the kids and driving them around and this, that, and the other. I just felt like she was doing too much. But you know, but the family is absolutely beautiful, and maybe at some point she will level it out. But when I saw that scene, I was like, okay, here we go. This is just too much for me, right? And then I add the Ashley scene to it. Her sister Jessica is adorable. Listen, those two look just like their mother. Those are some strong genes, because and I don't think they ever showed her sister before this.
No, I know we've talked about her a few times, but I don't think I've ever seen her before. But I know she's been mentioned a few times on the show.
She has been mentioned, and I think we haven't seen her because she, you know, that's the father that Ashley doesn't like. That's who the mom is with, and that's Jessica's father. And Ashley just feels like he's a whole complete bum, and maybe that's why we haven't seen much of her. But she's absolutely gorgeous. She favors Ashley, and Ashley was preparing for a date with Josh. You know, it was a cute little scene, and I think I was interested in that scene because I was like, wow, you know, this is the first time we're seeing her sister. And, you know, her sister and her mother, beautiful family. And I hope that, you know, with her showing the sister, because the sister is going to college, I hope with them showing the sister that it's going to be positivity, and it's not going to be showing her like in a negative light and talking about her dad that much. You know what I'm trying to say? But those scenes, they was what it was. You know, that's all I got to say about that. Unless you want me to go to Angel and her husband.
Let me address Gizelle and Tia real quick.
Oh,
So,
sure.
you know, Tia, I feel that Tia, I don't know how authentic she's really coming off to me, if that may make sense.
It makes 100% sense. She's being.
Okay. I feel like, and I don't, maybe that is really her lifestyle, just of the rich and famous, laying back, doing whatever you want to do, not having to do anything. Because she did tell us that she grew up with chefs and servants and a housekeeper and all of these things. You know, she tells us that her husband is from the south side of Chicago, you know, and she says that they seem to be an even balance. But, you know, one of the things that I dislike that she said about her husband is that she doesn't have time to run errands and to pick up kids and do all of that. He's really the nanny of the house, but don't tell him I said that.
I thought that was disgusting.
I thought it was just like, so you're too good? You expect that your husband is supposed to pick up all of these extra responsibilities? And if that's their relationship, hey, let it work for you. But the way that it came off, it was as if you're too good to deal with these little peasants. Like, ma'am.
Disgusting.
It was like, what are we doing?
It came off disgusting.
Yeah. I could definitely see her and Gizelle being friends. Both of them seem very messy, very into the cliquish, you know, situation. You know, we're calling out is this a fake husband? You know, just talking about the people already. I was just like, really? Okay. I'm curious to see how this is gonna go. Now, she is supposed to be a world-renowned real estate agent, apparently. All over the world, has done real estate. So I would like to kind of dive into that storyline. You know, Diva, what I miss about the original Housewives? The original Housewives, especially Atlanta, they actually dove into the women's careers of what they had going on. Phaedra, we was at the funeral home on a regular basis. We went to school with Phaedra. Candy, we was in the studio. We was on tour with Candy. Nene, we was at the acting scenes. We had this stuff going on. And so I would really like to see them dove a little bit deeper into the personal lives of what the ladies have going on instead of all this drama. Because I love real estate. So I'm interested to see, you know, if we'll get a little backstory on that.
Well, before you go on, I'll answer that why they can't, because don't nobody on there have nothing going on.
Oh,
okay.
Alrighty. Yes. But she seems to have some lovely children. The girls set up the charcuterie board for the ladies to, you know, for Gizelle to come over. You know, her husband seems to be very pleasant. So 17 years married, that's a beautiful thing. At least it seems that we having some long, stable relationships that have come to the show now. And so we'll see how this family goes, you know, and see how things, you know, curve out with this. Her husband, you know, he is also a super nerd, according to her. He works in I want to say NASA or something like that, with something going on with that. So I just thought that they had a nice little interesting family as far as career wise. Have 4 beautiful children, a set of twins, and 2 older girls. So we'll see, you know, what happens with them. I definitely see her and Gizelle connecting and keeping up the mess, if you may. I can definitely see that. Ashley and her sister, beautiful sister. You can definitely see resemblance between the two of them. She seems to be a lot more level-headed than Ashley. I don't know if that's a play that Ashley kind of plays to not be level-headed. I don't know if that's her little play for TV or if that's her real life thing. But the sister seems to have a lot of common sense. She's headed to college. I believe the way it was talking, it sounds like that the sister is going to be moving in with her to go to school, is from how I kind of took it. So I'm curious to see how that storyline will unfold and, you know, see how well they'll do together. It's nice to see Josh back. Josh is a nice guy. I enjoyed him last season with Ashley. You know, she did have to do Love Hotel, and so he wasn't very happy about that. And so they kind of split it off. But we got
you want your boo kissing on everybody? Y'all supposed to be
not. Okay. She couldn't have texted me, and I responded, no, man. No. Keep that. You know, especially on TV, it's one thing you kissing somebody and I don't know about it, but you on TV slobbing down the men, no thank you. Change my number and move on. Ashley, you know, going out to the White House with this young man. He doesn't give me White House material. You know, he seems very young and immature. But he seems very fun for Ashley. Because Ashley is she's not that young, but she's very immature to me. So I think they are going to fit very well. I'm curious to see where they will go this season going forward. So those are my thoughts on all of that.
Yeah, he's young and fun. You know what? She needs to just have fun right now. Don't get caught up like a Cardi B and end up pregnant. Just have fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just have fun. But yeah, so and you're right. Her referring to the husband as a nanny, I was like, girl, if you just trying to have a moment for TV, but I wouldn't be disrespecting like that.
That's what I felt. I felt that she was just trying to fit in, have a moment for TV, and I can totally see her joining this mean girl movement with Gizelle. I can totally see it.
Yeah, I didn't like that. So, KK, Keiarna, and Gizelle meet up. Oh, wait, let me go back. Angel and her husband. So we see Angel and her husband. And she kept it 100. She said we renting right now because we got a nice house back where we from. And, you know, she said we want something similar. She said because our home, I forgot where she said it was from. She said because our home out there. Yeah, Colorado. She said our home out there won awards and everything. And when they show pictures, I said, yes, girl, yes, and yes, okay. So I understand why you holding out and trying to find yourself a good place. What's going to be interesting to see if Angel will use Tia, because Tia is a real estate guru to help her find a home. So I was like, we're going to see how that goes. They met on Facebook, which I thought was pretty cute. I think they're a cute couple. I like the way they interacted when they went to lunch and how they was talking to each other and everything. So I'm liking Angel and her husband. And I feel like she, you know, she respected her husband versus how with Tia, I just didn't like the way she came off, right? Beautiful family, but I don't like the way she presented herself to us. Then we have Kay and Gizelle meet up. Kay comes to Gizelle. No, did Gizelle come to her house, right? Gizelle went to Kay's house. And, you know, Kay talked about what happened with Angel, because her and Angel supposed to be friends. And she said, you know, let me back up and tell you how when, you know, I had the thing at my event, how Angel was taking Wendy's side. Now, Wendy was shading her, talking about, oh, you did your own makeup. And see, that's what I'm saying. We didn't need to know about this arrest to the end of the season because now I'm giving Wendy the side eye. You got the nerve to be worried about who did their own makeup, honey, and you in the hole. You defrauding the people. Like, I cannot. You understand what I'm saying? So that was total shade by asking, you know, Kay, like, did she do her own makeup and yada yada who? And I do believe that Wendy shaded Kay at the event, but that's Wendy, okay? And so Kay told Gizelle that she had to chin check Angel at the event. And then later on, she's gonna bring that up. I say, Angel, look at Gizelle. Gizelle is already being a bone carrier. Repeating what Kay said to her pretty much like in private. You know how sometimes where stuff happen and you just come back and you vet and so to speak. Don't be coming back and saying what I vented about to you in private. Like, come on, don't do that. So I don't know if you want to talk about those two scenes.
Yeah. Let's see. Angel and her husband. I actually really enjoyed that scene. You can tell that they genuinely have a real love for one another and a respect for one another. You know, I love their little love story. He was interested in her at the moment. She wasn't really looking, but then, you know, they eventually came back together. You know, they have 2 beautiful children, it seems like. They just have a really safe space in their relationship from what I've seen so far. What I really enjoy, and I think I said this, that they respect each other. You can tell that she has a big opinion, but he respects it, and he has just as big as an opinion, and she respects it. And so I love to see that. I love their honesty. We're renting a house, okay? We ain't found what we exactly want yet. And Potomac is expensive, and we want land too. So I love that they're taking their time. They're having that conversation, you know, and being real and open about what they got going on. Sis said, I've been on the private jets. I've flown all around the world. I've had the fabulous vacations. Okay. So I can tell that they are really genuinely living a life that they're used to living. They're not putting on for the cameras. He, opening the door for his wife, just being a respectful gentleman. It's been a while since we've seen that on our reality TV from Bravo. So it's nice to be welcome back to it.
Yes, welcome back.
Mm-hmm. So I totally enjoyed this relationship. And we'll see how things go between the two of them. Hopefully that will continue in a positive direction. So just Gizelle and Kei, okay? Gizelle is giving me the Cynthia of the housewives this year. She seems to be going in and out the friendships, doing what she does, trying to keep the show rolling. So Gizelle comes over to Kei's house, By the way, Kei, love this penthouse. It was very beautiful. Love the chandeliers. It seemed like a really nice space. Super cute. Nice for a single girl. Apparently, Greg is still coming over and doing his thing, whatever they do. Maybe they didn't build this house, Diva. Maybe they just backed out of it altogether and had somebody else buy it. I don't know. But Gizelle seems to be really interested in the cook, so I guess Gizelle is still single in these streets. But you on the Housewives. I need you to figure that situation out, Gizelle. Kei really seems to look up to Gizelle. I don't know if you noticed that, but she just gleams from Gizelle, and she wants this relation. It's like this relationship that she really desires, from what I see. When she talks to Gizelle, it's like a mommy-daughter relationship almost. Like, I want to be like you when I grow up. It's how I perceive it. And I feel like that when I say that, in essence, Kei is willing to do and say anything to be in that special place with Gizelle, which is why I felt she threw Angel under the bus without any second thoughts. You chin checked your friend. Nothing about that scene that they showed gave a chin check, number one. Number two, mom to mom, Angel was just asking. I know she has kids. I know what it feels like to have kids. Did you ask about her kids? I mean, what's wrong with asking about that? I don't get that. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you, because I do get it.
Okay.
If you my boo, and somebody straight shading me, because when you saying, did I do my own makeup, you shading me.
I don't think that's a shade. I do not think that's a shade. If you have beat your face for me, now this is just me. And if you take it as shady, it is what it is. Fight me about it, because I'm going to call the police.
To us in the comments, y'all. It was shade.
Okay. Well, if I come to an event and I'm used to someone doing your face and it just looks extra beat today, I'm going to ask, oh, girl, did you do your face? Or did somebody else do this? I'm just going to ask. I will ask. I will ask that, genuinely. I don't think that's a shady question. If it looks good.
We got to agree to disagree.
Okay.
We're going to move forward. She was shading her. Because that's classic Wendy, with the high up on her horse. She was shading her. But who asked you at the event, did you do your own makeup? And they all use makeup artists in here and wardrobe people in here. Nah, I'm. But anywho, I do feel like Kei looks up to Gizelle? I feel like Kei knows that Gizelle is the girl on the Real Housewives of Potomac, and I think anybody that comes through the door, they're coming through the door through Gizelle because they know that Gizelle is the one, so to speak. Wendy is kind of was trying to fall into that role, and she almost had it. That's why I said with this scam, she took 13 steps back. She won the battle and lost the war, because you had to fight 3 years straight with Gizelle, Robin, Ken, like who else was it? All of them. It was Karen. It was that side. It was that side against y'all, and you won. And Ashley, you won. So you won that battle and you lost the war. So now, even if, let's just say, everything kind of goes away somehow, or maybe she gets a plea deal somehow, it don't matter. This is forever a stain on her character on this show. And every time she try to go left, they're going to bring up that she's a fraud, that she buys expensive clothes and just returns them after she wears them. It's bad. It's bad. You know what? Just call it a wrap. And pray that Happy Eddie keeps making money, if it was ever making money.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was doing pretty good from what I hear. I've seen a lot of promotion for it, you know, so
it couldn't have been doing that good if you need to up a insurance claim and allegedly lie about a burglary.
Well, last year was their first year, right?
Yeah.
So you know, that first year, it's always hard to jump your business off. It's always hard that first year.
It could be hard a few years. You are correct.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct. But I don't know.
Yeah. Scamming ain't easy.
Scamming ain't easy, honey. But I mean, they literally played themselves. No.
Yeah. So I'm ready for whatever's next after this.
Okay. So it was the Truth and Tranquility event at Angel gave that right? Angel gave that event. Mm-hmm. Angel gave the Truth and Tranquility event at her house. She had the chef, and this was the most corny and stupidest part to me. She had a bowl of mints because they're insisting that, you know, Stacey breath stink. And I was saying to myself, this what we doing? This is what our storyline is just there, that somebody breath stink. I was like, okay, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to do this with them, right? This whole breath stink thing. So they did that. They had the Truth and Tranquility. And you know what, Roya, to be honest with you, it wasn't nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
They had the sound bowl lady come. All the girls showed up, which was nice. Everybody was pretty much there. I don't know what you want me to say about this scene, because I thought it was a bunch of nothing. Let me go ahead, Ray. I got to step away 1 second.
Yeah. You know, this scene, you know, I thought for an at-home event, you know, I thought it was okay. Nothing super special. You know, she did welcome everybody in with a nice warm towelette to cleanse your hands. I guess Wendy was too good to cleanse her hands, or maybe it didn't smell very fresh. I'm not sure, either or.
But that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that I was just like, okay, you just really acting up. You really acting up.
Yeah.
Whatever these drops were in the drink, listen, don't be dropping nothing in my drink that I don't know about, boo. Okay. The last thing I need to be doing is walking out of here high and can't drive home. No, thank you. You know, the whole breath mint situation, if this is supposed to be a peace and tranquil event, I think you're starting it off wrong. You're starting it off messy. You're starting it off just shady. Like that was not necessary. If her breath is kicking that bad, you could have welcomed her in privately, offered her a little mint on the side, and moved on with our day. All of this was just not necessary. So I was not rooting for that moment. We must address Kay, Gizelle, and Angel in the chin check situation, okay? Mm-hmm. And this is exactly what I was talking about in this last season's moment. You glean from Gizelle. You want, you know, Gizelle to be your girl so bad that you were willing to throw your own friend under the bus. But then when she came back to check you about your own friend, then you got scared and ran under your hood and act like you didn't want to say anything. I didn't say that. I never said that. You know, you said it. You were very clear with your chin check.
Yes, he was.
You were so clear about it. Once you know you said it, you ran back to your friend and apologized immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is supposed to be your friend of 20 years. It's just what you were saying earlier. Why would you say that about trying to chin check your friend to a girl that you're just getting to know? You don't know Gizelle like that. You just got on the show last year. You're still building a relationship with her. but you chin checking your so-called best friend of 20 years. And I love how Angel said, you don't chin check me because I do the chin checking. I said, well, we see who wears the pants in this friendship. Because Kay didn't say anything after that.
What could she say? What could she say? And my thing is, say what you mean and mean what you say.
And mean what you say. Don't go running, tucking your tail between your legs.
Right.
And I was like, she didn't say nothing else the rest of the event. You was ducked off in the corner trying to stay out the way because you knew you was wrong for what you said about your friend.
She knew she was wrong. And listen, I would have said, you know what? Well, if I ain't chin check you, then let me chin check you now.
Okay.
You was wrong. You was wrong for not taking my side and saying blah, 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 blah. That's what I would have said.
She's not ballsies like that, though. No, and like I said, that's why I said she's trying to ride on Gizelle's coattails so bad that you were willing to throw your friend under the bus so that you can be in good with Gizelle.
Yeah, the scene was waste.
Yeah, the truth event, you know, it was what it was. You know, it was nice to have a little sound bowl experience. I've personally been to a sound bowl experience. It's very relaxing and very calming, done with the right people and the right energy and the right vibes. So I thought that was cute. Just not the right setting for this type of show, in my opinion. But it wasn't a lot of drama. So obviously there was some kind of peace that was brought to the table. And Stacey closed us out with a deep lion's breath and we moved on from the night. So, wait, the divorce settlement situation, okay? So Stacey addressed that as well. She wanted to address it privately with Ashley, but I guess all of the ladies had to come over and see about this. And so let Gizelle tell it. She made up this document. She drew this document up in some app. And this is not real. I can confirm, along with what Gizelle said, a divorce, what is it? It's called a divorce decree. A divorce decree is sealed and stamped by a notary and by the courts. It is filed at the courthouse. You know, based off of the little screenshot that we did see, it looked like a complaint that was filed, but not an actual certificate of divorce. So... Stacey, it's not looking good for you, boo. It's not.
Yeah, well, one thing we already know about Stacey is, right, the truth ain't in her. Truth ain't in her. It doesn't live in her.
I was at least hoping that she was hopefully telling the truth, at least about the divorce. Like,
yeah, what I can't understand no way is like why her husband going along with these shenanigans too. Do they need money together? Like, it just don't make no sense. You got to make it make sense to me. But Stacey is making a fool out of herself on this show.
Yeah,
it's just the tomfoolery for me. So, but I mean, I guess I say with that, it's like I don't know. I guess I just wasn't even here for it. That's why I was just like, whatever. I don't know. I was just like, I'm sick of the whole talking about the divorce, right? I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of the bad breath. I'm like over that already. So I guess with those shows, it was like, what am I going to say? You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully we could let that go. Hopefully this will be the last episode that we hear about Stacey and her breath. I mean, if this that bad, then y'all need to pay for her to go to a dentist and get whatever fixed. If it's that bad to y'all.
Right.
Yeah, other than that, that was pretty much the ending of that scene. Anything else that happened this episode?
Yeah, we end with Gizelle, Ashley, Cookie, and Kay going to the spot because it was Karen's birthday, right? So they went to the spot that Karen loves, right? And they was talking, and that's when we found out Ray good. Now, when Cookie came in, Cookie got a lot of body. Shout out to the real bodies out there, okay? Cookie got booze for days, okay? And you know what?
Hips, thighs, stomach, everything.
And you know what? See, this is the real Roya. When you come on these shows, they don't have no wardrobe people and nobody giving you the budget because Cookie was in the struggle with her whole look. But Cookie showed up and she gave us a scene, okay? She said Ray is good and she not telling the business, but because they asked, is Karen going to get out early? She said, well, we'll see. She said, we'll see, right? And then they end that scene pretty much with saying that Ashley said, or no, Cookie actually got the text or something about Stacey wanting to meet Chris Sam. Go ahead, explain it. How did it go?
Yeah. So from what I heard, she had just received a text from Chris. And then Ashley was like, "Ooh, y'all, because let me find out that Chris and Stacey is trying to get together. My girlfriend came to my event at the end, and she was carrying down my dresses with me. And she said that Stacey pulled me to the side and asked me to hook her up with what's his name?
Chris Samuels.
Chris Samuels. And she said, "Well, did you?" And she said, "Well, I introduced them to each other."
That is how it went down. That is
what happened. Lying. And Cookie was like, "Girl, stop it! Not with that stank breath." Yeah, that's how all that went down.
Yeah, that's how that had happened. So that was I like that scene. It was messy. Okay, it was real messy. But Cookie came with the mess, so they couldn't have cameras. So they got Cookie. Okay,
Cookie, the nails, the boob, the stomach, everything.
Everything.
She came in click clacking with the nails, okay? With all of the nails. It's spilling all the tea to the girls.
It's spilling all the tea. And Cookie, the next we're gonna do something with their hair the next time. That's what we're gonna try to do, Cookie.
That was an interesting scene, you know. I'm glad that Ray is doing good. He was somebody that I was concerned about. No shade. Ray is a man of a particular age, you know, so I was concerned about him being, and just assuming he would be by himself while Karen was away, or somebody not being around the clock as he is normally used to, with Karen being there. But glad to hear he's doing well. Glad to hear that Karen's doing well. You know, apparently, according to Cookie, the girls love her in the prison. You know, she's Miss Karen to everybody. She's doing her thing. You know, I really do feel that Ashley is stretching the truth. What you say, Diva 20 on 10? What happened? Gizelle needs to be quiet talking about calling Monique. She dated Sherman and actually knew. Oh.
Well, see, you know what? They mess around. I be forgetting ROYAIRE. But honey, you always gonna have a watcher that remember the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help you God. All right, Ocean Dreamer, you better tell us the facts here. I do remember that. So nobody got room to talk. That's why when Ashley was like, "We about the truth here," I'm like, "Girl, when, where, and how?"
Stop it. The truth stopped when y'all got on here and started. That's when the truth stopped. Stacey needs to stop. There's too much fakery on this show. From Karen to Wendy to Ashley to Gizelle to Stacey. Just straight fake.
That's facts.
That is facts.
It's facts.
Facts. Yeah. So I believe that Ashley is putting 20 on 10, as the people will say. I'm trying to figure out what reasoning Stacey would have to reach out to Monique's ex-husband. Like what I don't know. I don't even see that being a match, somebody that she would be interested in, just based off of what we've seen her dating so far. And we haven't really seen a lot, but just I don't know. I feel like it's putting 20 on 10. I feel like it's just a situation to make up a storyline, to have something to talk about. I don't really see it being true. And as we see coming up in the following next 3 weeks, Monique comes in and says that it's two people lying about what's going on.
I see.
And I think we're gonna find out who these two people are.
We gonna find out. We gonna find out. We gonna find out. I may have to show you next time, but I gotta find that clip. I don't know if the neighborhood talk had dropped it, where you know they brought up the old clip where Nneka said, "Oh, she about to return that outfit that she had on."
Oh.
Yeah, talking about Wendy. So it's just apparent that they all knew about, like I said in the beginning, they all seem to have known about Wendy and her schemes for a long time now. So Wendy
Yeah.
in 2020, and we only in 2025. So I mean, for 5 years you've been scheming. That's bad.
Mm.
That's bad. And my thing is, their house is beautiful. They've been in the same house since we met her. Like, so
Yes.
where is all this money going, girl? Like, what are you doing?
I don't ugh. I really don't know. I don't know what Wendy thought. You know, I guess maybe they thought that they had gotten away with it, and so they was just gonna keep rolling on with what they had going on. Like I really don't know, Diva, and I'm really saddened for their children. I'm sad, you know, for the entire family. You know, they're in trouble, Diva. That's the best I can say. That they are in some real trouble, and
There's no
you
trouble.
know, like I was saying last week when we first talked about this, neither Wendy nor her husband are, you know, originally from the United States. And though they do have citizenship here, we see under this administration that that does not matter. They do not care whether you have citizenship or not. You have committed a crime. They don't want us here anyways. They're going to push you out the door as quick as they can. And they have just really put themselves in a bad situation, a really bad situation.
A very bad situation. Well, I will say this because Ashley, she did let me share screen. Ashley did
Yeah, I was
shade.
looking through my DMs to see if you had sent it to me, but go ahead.
I didn't though. Because I had saw it real quick. Yeah, I wish I did. I don't think I did.
Okay.
But this here is Ashley. Remember, she said she was at a show she had, and she said, I'm over here making melodies and not catching felonies and all this. So Katie chimed in.
Mm.
Said, Ashley and I love each other. There is no beef, but she has no coof. I gotta throw a flag. My magical vagina that she told details about. She told Andy I have a hamster pee on national TV. She ate it, so I guess she would know. She is just a hater. We love you, Wendy. I said, oh my God. The
Mm.
girls are fighting.
Yeah.
This is going to bring out. I'm just trying to see, was it on the neighborhood talk where they showed NECA? Let me just see. I don't see it, but we could, like I said, if I find it, the clip, we could show it next time. But I was like, oh my God, not them pulling up all the old receipts. And
Yeah.
maybe it was the shade room. Let me go. That's when she said about catching felonies. Let me see if they go back and have NECA on here. And they took her wife swap show off, which
Yes,
is
I've seen that. I am so upset about that. They could have still aired that. That could have been aired still.
well, I guess because now since it's known that she's a fraud, do you really want? Well, I mean, they're going to continue to air the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wait, Melanie said, Diva, do you guys remember at the last reunion that Ashley said to Wendy, let's talk about Eddie not practicing law? Oh, I do remember. And then Wendy shut it down and shaded Josh. I do remember that. So
Mm.
they had, you know what? They had some problems going on for a minute that just been covered up. I do remember that, Emmanuel. Now that you said it, it kind of went over my head because they always shading each other so much. You don't know what to believe, like to be real and not real. But now that you say that, I clearly do remember that. So something is going on. So, but can't we just clearly look up to see if he still has his law degree or not? If it was snatched?
You can look up online. I'm pretty sure you can find out.
Okay, so maybe we'll look up online because I know with a nursing degree you can. Any matter of fact, I know, you know what, now I'm saying that we can because any license that is given by the state, you can look up to see if that person truly has the license or not.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
I was sitting here looking too. I can't find anything, but
yeah, we could show it another time.
we'll be on the lookout.
Yeah, we'll be
Because,
on the lookout.
yeah, yeah. This is gonna be a long drawn out moment. You know, I'm not exactly sure when Wendy and Eddie's first court date is.
November.
November. Okay. Mm.
November.
Do we think they're gonna plead guilty? Not guilty? What are you thinking?
Well, see, there's so much evidence against them. And like you said, it's really more about the state of the world right now. And it's so much evidence against them. But see, you know, the other problem with pleading guilty is that you can still catch a whole lot of time. It's not like the court is like, oh, they nice, they saved us some you know, they saved us some money by not doing a trial and play guilty. We're going to lighten up the time. I mean, as long as they're first time offenders, which to our knowledge, they never been accused of anything else. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I truly, truly do feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
That Eddie has a degree but never practiced law. V Lovely said. But why? But did he not pass the bar? Like, why would you go through all of that and never practice law? Well, like Ashley said, can you talk to us about that?
I don't think Wendy's gonna be doing. I don't think Wendy's gonna be doing much of any talking in the near future. You know,
Yeah.
especially if it's not coming from an attorney. She probably won't be saying too much. I just, you know how it is bad, and you know how I felt when all of this happened, Diva. I felt this same exact way when Phaedra was caught up in her lie with that Candy situation.
Yeah, I saw a recent clip about that again too, and
you sent it to us in the DM, and I couldn't even watch it. I was like, oh,
I know. It was, you know what? As much as I said Candy should have forgive, I like when I rewatched that, I understand it more. She called me a R, and she said, and people was coming in my comments, you know, saying all kind of things to me.
Her Bill
so
Cosby.
I get it. Yeah. So
yeah.
It was bad.
It was very, very bad. Just looked at the Bar Association with Maryland. Sorry. Just looked at the Bar Association with Maryland, entered Osefa last name, but nothing came up. Let's see. It said our state Maryland doesn't play in our county relay have crimes. I don't anyone that was involved in the grand jury case.
So TM Christian is giving us some education here. She said one who has a law degree is a lawyer. If you pass the bar, you're an attorney. Some become lawyer to serve in politics or other positions. Got it. Thank you so much for that. I don't think he practiced at all. Ashley must have known something. That's why Ashley was like, "Can we talk about it?"
Yeah. I mean, let her tell it like she said a couple weeks ago. We all been knowing about this. This is new news to y'all, not us. So,
So if we could go to rating this episode, if you want to move to that portion of it, and God, you know, we went from a high out the gate, right? Go ahead, Roya.
No, go ahead. We went from a high out the gate.
Yeah, and I gave it a 9 last week, and this week is I'm on the struggle bus.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 5. I didn't like the way Tia came out introducing her family and her husband. I didn't like it, but beautiful family. Oh my God.
Beautiful family. Very beautiful family.
Yeah, Tia and Angel husbands, they seem to be very tall.
Mm-hmm.
They both got beautiful families, but I didn't like the way Tia introduced her husband. It seemed like they just trying too hard.
Yes.
It's like all of this trying and like we want to still shade Stacey about her breath. I'm like, I need more.
Yeah.
I need more.
I'm gonna give it a 6 with Brian. And I'm gonna give it a 6 because I actually am glad to see that we have housewives on the show now. We have women who are married, who have children, and I think even when you think back, and I can only use this as an example because this is the only franchise that I have watched so heavily. Housewives of Atlanta, when all of the women had a husband or was dating someone, that's when the show was the top tier best because you were getting children, you were getting marriage, you were getting family, you were getting friendship, you were getting all of this conglomerated in one show. And I think that's what we have to get back to. We cannot have housewives without husbands and families. It just does not work. So I'm glad that the ladies, these newer ladies are married. They're bringing family to the table, and hopefully they can stick out their marriages through these next going on seasons so that they can bring some full storylines to the show. So yeah, I'm giving it a 6 overall because I really enjoyed being introduced to Angel and her family last week. I enjoyed being introduced to T and her family this week. And that last scene, I really enjoyed that last scene. We got some information on ROYAIRE. I think maybe we'll get a phone call next week because they're not done with that last scene. I think we're gonna pick up from that last scene next week as well.
Right.
So maybe we'll get a little you have a collect call from Karen Huger.
You know what? I'm up into a 6 because I like Cookie. I do like Cookie.
Yes.
And you know which way the magic I think for all of these shows what they're missing out on are the husbands.
Yes.
It's the husband.
It's the family.
Because it's the family, right? But it's definitely the husbands, and the husbands kind of getting into the business a little bit. Because that was what brought Roa to the top. It was the Peter Thomas of it all, right? It was because Peter Thomas, he didn't hold back. Even with Potomac, it was when Michael was on. It was when what's his name? What's Robin's husband's name? He said, "I give it a 3." It was the bad breath and the bad introductions.
I can't.
You ain't lying, right? You ain't lying. Don't make me back my thing back down to a 5 right here. You ain't lying, though. You ain't lying. But
Juan Dixon.
It was we had more show when it was the Juan Dixons, when it was the Ray, when it was all the husbands, right? And even Candace's husband. It just gave us a little balance every now and then when the guys would talk and the guys would do something. So I think they're missing that magic sauce. We want to see the actual intact families, not these made-up relationships where you're renting a man.
Yes.
Like we got enough with the rent a man. We really do. I'm over it.
And I truly believe that you can come on reality TV and stay married. We have seen it happen multiple times.
Married to medicine.
Get married to medicine is a perfect example.
Yep,
Real Housewives was as well. I know Nene and Greg divorced and got back together, but they were together. Todd and Candy are still together.
Right.
It's possible. It is truly possible. It is truly, truly possible.
It is.
So yeah, I'm giving it a 6. You giving it a 6? You raised it up from a 5 to a 6.
I raised it up because I forgot Cookie. Cookie saved the day.
Yes.
Cookie saved the day. Cookie came in with the drama with the nails. Cookie is real. She's authentic.
Yes. Yes.
Let's hope that as time goes on, that they keep giving her more scenes, she don't become phony. But right now, she was authentic because she told you she was not telling Karen business.
Don't ask again.
Boom. Not telling her girlfriend business. She said, Karen, fine. Okay.
Yes.
He said, is she getting out early? She said, we'll see.
We'll see. How Ray doing? He's doing fine. just out on the golf course doing his thing.
Boom. Shout out the Cookie.
That's a real friend right there, okay?
Yes, the real G, okay? The real G. So yeah, And then Karen got more drama than all of us. She said, hold on, I got a text. How's she a friend of? And she got a text.
Bringing the real storylines to the TV.
Okay.
The real
story. Not this bad breath nonsense.
Child.
So shout out to Cookie. Yes, I do up it. I did up it. I went from a 5 to a 6 because I forgot all about Cookie. Well, was it you, ROYAIRE, that told me, or that somebody reminded me that the later clippings from later on down the line, Wendy is talking to the girls about her marriage, like perhaps falling apart.
So see, I couldn't tell if it was really about her marriage or if they was just putting 20 on 10 to make it seem like it was about her marriage and it's something else. I have mixed emotions about that. I have mixed emotions about that. I do believe that they really do have a genuine relationship. I really do believe in that. And I think that they are going to stick this out together. I really do.
Well, I will tell you this. I will tell you what they say about a lot of marriages that break up. A lot of times it got to do with the finances.
Yes.
And I could be reading it wrong. But I feel that Wendy was more into these pretenses versus Eddie. I think he fell into it because you know what, Wendy or whatever the case may be. And then boom, here they are. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think Eddie is the real scammer.
Oh, damn. Listen, he is the one that sent the email.
Eddie is the real scammer.
It's the BS that Eddie set up.
Eddie set up to come to us with the bullshit.
Listen, he is the one that sent the email talking about, can we add some more stuff?
Okay, Ocean Dreaming says she thinks it's about her father that passed. Okay,
the father passed.
Okay,
all right. I don't know, but I will say this: money can crush a couple.
Yes,
the Judices the Judices didn't survive it. And but you know what's going to be interesting, and again, I'm not wishing they go to jail, right? But what's going to be interesting is if they do have to do jail time, will the judge let them do like Teresa Giudice and Joe Giudice did for the sake of the kids? But the Giudices didn't get that much time. Teresa didn't. Teresa had to serve like maybe 15 months or something like that. But I don't know. I would have to go look up to see how many counts they of whatever they was charged with was. But this is a lot of counts. Yeah. Together they have about 16 counts.
Yeah,
it's like 9 and 7.
9 and 7. I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
It is a lot.
3 different insurance companies. God.
Yeah. Well, this will make room for your girl to come back.
Who, Candace?
Candace.
I would love to see Candace and the baby.
Because I can't see Wendy being renewed for another season. I can't see that.
Well, she would have to stay out of jail to be renewed.
Well, if Eddie go in first,
A major thing is, I feel that way too. She said Eddie will do whatever Wendy asks of him. I feel that way too. I feel like Wendy is very, she's an aggressor, right? Sorry, I live in Maryland. I think that county will make an example of them, sadly. Well, Ocean Dreaming, you know why I'm really believing you? Because listen, they didn't let Teresa and Joe get away with it. So I highly doubt they
early 2000s.
Yeah, and they did a whole 20-something minute press conference. They're not about to let them. I think they are. Oh, good gosh. Yeah. They're probably gonna do Diddy time.
Okay, well, what about first offenders? What about first offenders? Like, if this is a first offender, I mean, well, I guess this is fraud. So
it's fraud. But you know what though, Roy, not only that, it's first offender, but there's so many counts. Remember, at the end of the day, Diddy got found of 2 counts of the Mann Act, and he got 50 months. Right? That's 2 counts of the Mann Act. They're facing 7 and 9 counts. That's a lot. Somebody said, wait, what else? I live in Maryland too, OJ. I agree that county is not friendly to Black people. Oh, God. Wendy's court date is November the 7th. I'm concerned about her not wearing wigs and makeup behind bars. Both will serve time. MD is serious about insurance fraud. I'm an MD. She's lucky. Let me tell you something. But Roya was telling me because probably her wig was glued down and they wasn't going to torture her. Because usually they don't let you. They make you take the wig off and everything for the mugshot. And you know what? I don't understand. I never understood that, Roya. Like, why do you have to pretty much strip down for this mugshot? I never understood that, really.
I guess, I mean, to be your original self, I guess. I don't know.
We got to ask somebody who knows about
this. You're not hiding because they have to collect all of your stuff before you take your picture and go in, right? So maybe, you know. So
I think I collect your hair. Oh, child.
Look, they was trying to pull the wig off, but it wasn't lifted. So
you know what major changes? I'm with you too, but they will only still have to leave the one charge of lying to a police officer on Wendy. Eddie saying major changes is saying Eddie need to take this. He need to take it like a G. He need to take it.
Come on, Apollo. Step up and be a man.
Yeah, because Apollo took that hit for the whole family. Yes, he did. Okay, come on, major changes. You talking? Eddie need to take this hit. He got to take the hit because he messed up when he said that.
Now we got to claim up to $450,000. What else can we put out here, sir? How dumb are you? Via email, really?
Woo, no, you know what? That's why we like talking to you. Major changes. You hit the nail on the head. Eddie got to go down for this, for the family. Cause listen, his family don't like Wendy, and they stopped talking to Eddie pretty much. Who's gonna watch these kids? Her mother? Because let's say they get 5 years. What's the oldest one is 11, right? So he gonna be 16, 17. The daughter gonna be 11. This is terrible. This is terrible. So yeah, Eddie. Somebody sent Eddie an email because I don't think he stopped the comments on his Instagram, but Wendy did. Somebody cold tell Eddie that he gotta take one for the family.
Yeah,
he gotta take this for the family.
Look,
they said Wendy messed up the picture. Yeah, Wendy messed up too with the picture, but you know what though? He the one that called back and added the rings to the thing. No, we putting this all on Eddie. He got to take a hit for the family. Additionally, anyone related to them who is not a citizen or here on a visa will be locked out by ICE.
Oh, stop, buddy. It's a very sad situation. They have really put themselves in a very bad position. They really but you know, we're gonna be praying for Wendy and the family. Listen, Eddie, reach out to Apollo, reach out to Peter, reach out to the guys who know. You know,
is Peter serving his time, or did he get out?
No, Peter is behind bars right now. He had a sentencing date that he was supposed to go in and serve. So I'm assuming, based off of what we know, it was past his actual court date. So they didn't do him like Karen. They locked Karen right up immediately and sent her to the back.
Right.
They gave Peter a little grace. Why, I don't know, but shout out to his grace.
Yeah, so I'm in agreement. Susan don't need to be watching these kids.
Yeah.
And the kids are now not going to be able to go to the private school. This is bad.
Who can the kids go to at this point?
I don't know. But see, that's why you should never stop talking to your family, right? ROYAIRE.
Yeah. Well, maybe the family stopped talking to Eddie and Wendy because they knew what was up with Wendy. Maybe this is not something new. Maybe this been going on.
It could have been, but remember, y'all see, y'all ready to deport Susan. Y'all do.
It's not funny, but it's funny because they have really jeopardized themselves, and not just them, but their whole entire family. Because this administration is not playing. They are not.
They're not. So, and regular people are getting, regular people are getting picked up and mistreated and thrown into this ICE thing. They messed up bad.
They have messed up bad. So listen, November 7th will be here before you know it. I mean, it's the 13th right now, so they got a little time. We do know that they were released. We did see video footage of the truck pulling them back up to the house. There was a statement released from their attorney saying that they were back home safely with the kids, and they're going to fight through this. So,
and they backed them up right in that garage. You saw that? When that truck came, they wasn't going to let nobody see them. They backed them up right inside.
Nobody see them. Nobody. Yeah. I said, not the news station sitting outside the house waiting on y'all to go.
Yes, they did. So that tells you too, where Maryland ain't playing with them. Maryland ain't playing with them. Yeah, this is super sad. But you want to know what's so stupid with them? They have a better opportunity. They got a leg up when they want to do stuff on social media. Do you understand what I'm saying, ROYAIRE? Instead of having a show with this big production, you got a beautiful home. Find a room in your home and do something on the YouTube. There's people making millions. DIVA ain't one of them, but there's people making millions of dollars on the YouTube. She could have just been doing her fashion. Any video that she would have did on the YouTube is guaranteed about 3K views plus. Easy. Easy. So she could have been doing that on the YouTube. She could have been putting the same thing on the TikTok. There was ways for her to make money without scamming. So I feel bad for her just as a human being, but as a person with common sense, I don't feel bad for her at all. Because ROYAIRE, for us, this is a real hustle.
Yes.
Because our name is not known from like TV. We're not getting millions of followers just like that, right? We have to literally earn every follower we get. You understand? We have to dig for information. You are in the end. You could have just did simple stuff and been you could have got brand deals on the Instagram.
Brand deals. Simple. But maybe the people knew she was scamming, so that's why they wouldn't give her none.
Well, here she is now.
Because what a brand deal do not like to fool with is with a scandal. So
they do. They don't.
Yeah. Well, Auntie, that's all I got to say for tonight. You got anything else to say?
No, that's it. We're gonna see what happens.
We definitely gonna see what happens. Well, y'all listen, make sure you hit the like button on both channels, Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and ROYAIRE's World. Yesterday we recapped our the Braxton's season premiere, season 2, episode 1. Excellent episode. Real family drama going on. No manufactured made up stories. We got real stuff going on this season, y'all. A lot of sensitive topics going on. So just, watch with an open heart and an open mind and see what you take from it. But we totally enjoyed that review. So if you missed it, go back and check that out on either one of our channels and hit that like button. And then next week we'll be back with Potomac episode 3. So hopefully the girls will come with something actually real to talk about. We'll see. Emmanuel says BravoCon is going crazy next week. The girls from Potomac will be on Friday.
Thank you, Emmanuel, because I know he's there for letting us know. Going to let us know what they said. And I will say this. What was it we're going to say? So Jeremy said, well, she would have to give any of that money she made to Bravo. The only money they have to give Bravo a percentage of is any business that they promote when they're doing the filming of the Real Housewives of Potomac. But their side jobs that they're doing offline, they don't have to give them a dime. They don't have to give them a dime. So, but either way, there was ways that she could have hustled and made legit money. That's why I tell people all the time, legit money is good money. You stay out of jail and the cops ain't coming to clink you up. I promise you, if I ever get raided, I'm falling out, I'm passing out.
Listen.
Cops knocking on my door talking about we here to arrest you.
Prepare the body. Go on and call the funeral home. Because I'm going on to meet our maker. That's where I'm going.
That's it. That's it. I ain't playing them games for you. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But listen, y'all, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with us so long. We have a good time with y'all. We hope that you like our recaps. If there is a show out there that is on a platform that we ain't got to pay thousands of dollars for, that you think we should recap, let us know. We'll see if we can fit it into our schedule. But right now, we are doing the Real Housewives of Potomac. We're doing the Braxtons. The Braxtons, we're going to recap on Sundays. And the Real Housewives of Potomac, we're doing Monday at 6 p.m. So join us when you can. If not, catch the replay. We love y'all. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Well, now that Wendy has kicked off a wife swap, there's no reason for us to watch it, man.
Right.
Good night, y'all.
Bye. Hit that like